Welcome to Trial and Error Kitchen. Today we're going to make Pao de Queijo. Have you ever been to the Brazilian steakhouse and wonder how they make those little cheesy breads? Well, stay tuned because we're going to make them here today. You're going to need a variety of ingredients, but the star of the show is going to be tapioca starch. The rest of the ingredients can be found down below in the description. Let's start by cracking 2 eggs into our favorite mixing bowl. I prefer to use my stand mixer. You're also going to need 2 cups of whole milk. I'm sure that you can use 2%, 1% or skim milk, but I prefer to go with full flavor. You're also going to need half a cup of vegetable oil. I prefer canola. It's up to you. Before we add the tapioca starch, let's also add 2 tablespoons of salt. In total, you're going to need 5 cups of tapioca starch. Now, you're going to have to be careful because this stuff can get really messy. I had to learn the hard way. You'll see here. I really enjoy using my stand mixer, and this paddle attachment that has a silicone on both sides is great for baking, making batters, and even for this recipe. So at this point I was starting to wonder, why isn't my recipe turning into dough? I really wonder. One important step that I forgot to add was that you need to take all of your wet ingredients, put them in a pan and warm them up. That's what causes the tapioca starch to thicken up and turn into a dough. This wouldn't be Trial and Error Kitchen without having some errors. So here we go. Let's see if we can do this the right way. The second time around, I only used half of what I have in the ingredients. I used 2.5 cups of tapioca starch, 1 egg, 1 cup of milk, 1/4 cup oil, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 cup mozzarella cheese, and a 1/2 cup Parmesan cheese. Before we get started, let's preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 163 degrees Celsius. Grab your favorite pan. You can use a small saucepan for this. Go ahead and turn up the heat to medium on your stove and add your whole milk and your vegetable oil. You're going to warm these up, but you don't want it to come to a boil. I hate having to clean milk off the bottom of the pan. So, low and slow is best. So for this cook, I decided to use a wire rack covered with aluminum foil. But you can also use a cookie sheet. Really, it's your choice. Let's go ahead and add our tapioca starch to our mixer bowl. We're also going to add our egg and our salt and get that mixing. Warning, tapioca starch gets everywhere. Everywhere. And you think that you've cleaned it all up? Nope, you found more. This is what happens when you don't add any of your wet ingredients before you start mixing. So let's go ahead and add our warm liquids and let's see if we can get this dough going the right way. Once your dough gets going, it's a safe time to start adding your cheese. As shown in the description box below, we used mozzarella and Parmesan. If you've done everything right, this is what your dough should look like, not that soupy mess we had before. Let's go ahead and scoop our batter or dough onto our foil. When you're done, go ahead and pop it into the oven. Prepare to wait for the longest 30 minutes to go by. Man, I can't wait to try those. When your cheese bread is golden in color, or you're happy with the way they look, go ahead and take them out. It's time to enjoy. Now that's how we do it. Remember, heat up your wet ingredients or your starch won't take. Since we cooked this recipe right the second time, we were greeted with some cheesy, doughy goodness. Remember, when you're trying recipes for the first time, it's going to be trial and error. You have to figure out what works for you. Thanks for stopping by. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button, maybe even subscribe. See you next time.